Like the same way some people ride for football teams, some people ride for their problems. How dare you come and try and give me the solution to fix my issues? What the hell?
Yeah.
Who am I gonna be once those are solved? Who am I gonna complain to?
Yeah.
You ain't got the right to do that for me. No. And
You're spitting. Oh my
God. Like, I don't know why they don't like you, and it's like, but sometimes it's because you're getting too close to solving their problems. I said you should have taken it to take the picture.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry, Jason. You can come back, man. You can come back, man. See, Jason, man, stop getting my patch at the top, man.
Chill out.
Bro, can a man have insecurities? Is that okay?
No. Because you know it's they say, because this guy, yeah, they will tell you, oh, your network and your net worth and the closest people to you. If the guy I'm working with more and more is acting like this, is that supposed to work for me? You're not even being considerate. Be considerate, fam.
I Jason.
Man's trying to be insecure around people you're around often. Do that to the people that are irregulars, not the regulars.
What's going on here, bro?
No, because I'm tired of this.
Apparently, you're supposed to be insecure around people you don't see more.
Yeah.
Insecure around the people that you
how
see
many
more.
times?
The people that you trust. The people that they said that if you got $1 million and you gave it to them, you know they wouldn't run. Those people, I say no more.
They say it all the time. I'm sure you got 15 different versions of it saved in your phone.
Okay, cool. So
your network is your network.
No, hold on.
The closest people to you are the ones, and then you want to start doing all this around me.
Cool. So what you're saying is that I need to be more secure around the people that I'm around more to be considerate for them, because my insecurities will rub off on them. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, what I'm saying is this: because I'm around you and we're around each other more and more, and Jason's around me all more and more, I deserve to get the best version of you when you show up. And you deserve to get the best version of me. If it means we're at risk of rubbing off on each other, rub off the best version of you and I rub off the best. You know what I'm trying to say? We should be sharing the best version of ourselves with each other. Not whenever I'm around Nana, I hear it, you want to pour out your heart and tell us all the things you're insecure about. But bro, think about me, bro. If I'm a confident guy, why every time I'm linking Nana, he's telling me about this and that. And I'm looking at Nana thinking Nana's the guy. Now all of a sudden I'm second guessing Nana, and I'm second guessing myself. Before I know it, I'm second guessing, what the hell? Bring your best version of yourself to this thing. And listen, 2025, we're not taking no chances. We're not taking no chances. Got me talking all high pitched and that. Anyway.
Are we rolling?
We've been rolling the whole time.
Yeah, no more.
Alright, cool.
He's violating. Just leave that in there. Leave that in there so they see how I'm treated on FSG, NNSG, NW, 4WAC or 4WC.
Boy.
Yeah, 4WC. No, WC, man. Wings and chips, man.
Alright, cool. So I want to talk about something here.
Go on, talk to me.
As man that have grown up in the UK or spent time in the UK growing up, been through the education system, worked in the education system, some of us, all of us.
Your teachers moved to you?
Teachers moved to me now.
Oh, sorry. Wrong. Sorry. Wrong.
Wrong school.
Sorry. Wrong school.
Like someone else's establishment.
Wrong school.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go.
Well, what I want to talk about is actually kind of serious, yeah. So I just feel like, first of all, I think education, we all know it, everyone's heard all the time, oh, what you learn in school, you don't need it, you know, the things they teach us about in school aren't the things we need in real life, blah, 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 blah. But one of my biggest concerns was grade boundaries. As a student, I understood it was an issue, but as a teacher, when I worked in the school, I understood it as well, and I feel like, when you're a kid, yeah, and even in life as adults, a lot of the time we put a lot of weight and a lot of like meaning behind things that don't mean that much. But when you're talking about kids and children, bro, it doesn't matter. What they think is important to them is important to them. It's not for you to tell them it's not important. You just need to understand it's important to them, innit? And I think one of those things is grade boundaries. Even the kid, or grades, even the kid you think don't care about school, he's acting like he don't care because he cares so much. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like, if I'm not gonna be good at this, let me just be bad, or let me just be an idiot, or let me just be a clown. That's because he cares about the grade. But a lot of these kids will like get into situations where they get a grade and the grade means so much to them. They actually think, like, if let's say, I know like in different parts of the world and even in the UK, it's not always going to be A, B, C, D for grades or like A plus, A star. But let's just use that for now, yeah? Let's say a kid gets a C, yeah? He or she will actually think they are a C student, bro. Like they identify as a C, and they think, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. And these times, learning isn't about boundaries.
It's not linear.
It's not linear. But also, even the way we do it, like grade boundaries, yeah. And obviously, I'm not saying there's a reason why it's done this way, but like the boundaries that are in place,
people stick in between the lines.
So now you have friends that think I'm not good at maths because they were dead at maths that time. They didn't take into consideration that the teacher that taught you probably went and revised the maths lesson that you didn't do well in that topic in the night before, because teachers are human beings and sometimes you forget things, right? So they're thinking, oh, I'm rubbish. No, the teacher didn't bring their best version of teaching to you for that topic. Other kids may have had help. They've got brothers at home. You're not thinking about all the factors that go into actually getting a good grade for that specific moment in your life. For it to then extrapolate and become like, oh my gosh, I'm just not good at maths.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm not good at reading. Oh my gosh, I'm not good at this, yeah?
So what you're trying to say is, that putting these grades on the students, because I kind of understand what you're saying, and I feel like it can rub off on people also the right way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might have happened with me. Yeah, because I've always been a student, B student, or whatever it is, innit? So when I don't do well in something, I always think, that's not a reflection of me, and I then go harder in that thing to make sure that it matches what else I have. I know this a bit weird here, but it reminds me of when you draw the lines here. Sorry, when you draw the lines on like the ant, like with a pen, and it doesn't, like the insects never move past the line that you draw. It's not that they can't. I don't know why they can't go, but I feel like that.
And what I'm saying, I think children or teenagers are too young to use those hardcore things with. I'm not saying I have a solution right now, but even if you communicate to them better that, okay guys, right now specifically in this moment in time, for that specific test you got a this grade. That's not a reflection of your ability. Because even in parents even, the way teachers talk about things, oh yeah, your kid's at this level and this and this. No, they're not at that level. For that particular moment in time, on that particular day, just like with football, I'm sure there's days when whoever the good footballers at the time. There's other days, but you won't use that one match and then say, well, for the rest of the term, because you know the season's, isn't it? We'll get a kid and get a grade, and that's them for the rest of the term. They're that grade. If Saka has a bad match,
I was just about to say
Saka has a bad match, he's not that for the rest of the season.
He don't have bad matches though.
But that's what I'm saying.
But talk about Odegaard. You use Odegaard.
Whoever, insert your favourite or your worst favourite.
No, just use Odegaard. It'll make it hit better for me.
Let's say if Odegaard had a bad match, that doesn't mean he's a bad player for the rest of the season.
True.
You know what I'm trying to say?
True.
And even if he has a bad season, it doesn't mean he's a bad player.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So there's so many factors, especially with kids, like emotionally, things can be going on at home. Think like there's so many different factors that can go into why you got a bad grade.
Yeah.
The grade boundary thing to me doesn't make sense. But why I think it's even worse is the way we've weaponized, I'm going to say weaponized, the grade boundary.
No, we do.
You know what?
Against the children. Parents do that a lot, by the way.
I think I know where you're going, but I'm going to go to a different place.
Oh, okay.
What I mean by is this. Okay, ask yourself a question. Why can't everybody in the class or everybody in the year get an A star?
So, actually, I might know where you're going with this. I had something in my head that I wanted to speak about, but can I take it out of there and take it to uni? Yeah?
You can.
I want to take it to uni only because, it was in uni that I learned that there was something that the people in engineering called the curve, innit? Yeah, where it was like, only a certain amount, whatever grade you got, cool, you got 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, whatever. But a certain number of people would get the A's. A certain number of people could get the B's, and it was fixed. They couldn't everybody can't graduate with a first, etc. So the grades and the boundaries were actually shifted so that happened. And I used to think of it as like, a certain number of people can graduate into the elite, and then there has to be these people, then there has to be like the workers and stuff like that. Not saying that the man that got C are workers, but I kind of saw it like that. Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with it. And my thing is that's not real, that's manufactured.
Yeah, that's manufactured.
And I feel like it's toxic and it spills it has a negative effect. I think it has a negative effect on the wider society. So for example, let's say all of us, and I didn't want to use uni grade boundaries because it's like 2-1 first, it can get a bit blurry. If someone young's watching this, they might not get that yet. So I'm going to go back to like the normal A, B, C. Let's say everybody in the country gets an A for GCSE maths. They're not going to let that run. They're going to be like, no, we only want a certain percentage of them to get an A. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So what they'll do is, they'll make the grade boundary that year super high. So let's say normally to get an A, you need to get 70% out of 100. And everybody got 70%. So they're gonna be like, no, now to get an A, you need to get
90 or something.
90% and above. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But what I think it doesn't make sense is that the following year, if everybody gets a C, they're going to be like, no, everyone can't have a C. So normally if a C is 40%, they're going to be like, all right, this year a C is 40%. This year a B is 29%. This year a C is 15%. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
You mean this year an A is 40%?
Yeah, this year a is 40%. This year a B is 29%. This year a C is 15%. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But then the employers and like the colleges or whoever's taking on those next cohort of kids, they don't know that.
Yeah,
we're looking at hundreds and thousands of students as if this A means the same as this A.
But it doesn't.
Each
year varies. Oh, the system is broken.
Yeah. So you could be talking to someone, who got a C, who in his year the grade boundaries were through the roof because it was literally everybody was.
Yeah. And not only could it be like something happened with the teaching that year that made the grade boundaries through the roof because maybe everybody did really well, or the teachers might have been really good that year, or the test might have been really easy that year.
Yeah.
And these things aren't shown when that one letter is put on your name.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've
So-
never thought about it like that.
But this is the thing, there's people walking through life, you got a first, you got a 2-1, you got a 2-2. You don't know you got a 2-2. Any other year it would have been a first. You don't know that.
Oh,
But you
crazy.
You beat yourself up.
No, but you kind of know. No. In uni, actually, for engineering.
Some people know.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people don't know.
In engineering, they made it a thing to let us know about the curve.
Yeah, but my thing is this, even if you do know, you're dealing with people who don't necessarily know that. And they don't, and even if they do know, they're not treating it like that.
No, but there's nothing you can do because even if you do know, at the end of the day, it says 2-2 on your paper.
Thank you.
And that's what you're gonna now identify with. No, even you. I can't use myself
when
as
I
an
say
example.
identify, I mean certain people, let's say you worked hard, and this is where it comes to like now individual, like how you react to things.
Oh, yeah.
Someone can get a 2-2 who's like, I'm a first class student, bro. You can't tell me I didn't get a first class.
Yeah.
And they can react to that like, they can react to the point where even if you think there's a video, they'll be like, yo, I just got marked wrong. And I just don't care. You know what I'm trying to say? Another person will beat themselves up and be like, man, I was a first class student, I fell off. I don't know what happened, I just didn't do it. And then they go down a whole different path in life because they feel like they failed when it mattered the most and it affects them in a different way. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, from primary school to secondary school to whatever, whether you have kindergarten, high school, whatever your education system is, the way grades are used, I don't think it's effective. Even for things like this,
Yeah.
Think about in the real world. In the real world, if, all the managers in the workplace, for a company, are just sick, they're really good managers.
Yeah.
So they help everyone's productivity level to go up.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be like, oh no, hold on a second, why are all the workers doing so well? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, it doesn't
And
work.
you're not gonna
like
say,
that.
oh, well, you only done really well because the economy was easy. Because you know sometimes when bare kids do well, you're now discrediting the teacher's teaching by saying it was an easy test. No, we taught these kids, man. What are you talking about? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get you.
It's not a reflection of reality, like in terms of how the real world works. It doesn't work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, if you can think of a solution to this, you can solve a lot of world problems if you're watching at home. Because right now,
It's dark. I've got something though.
yeah, go on.
Alright, cool. So based on what you said, I think there's actually an interesting like complex. Let me call it a complex, that I was watching. Don't ask me why I was watching this, but I don't know about you lot, but before I sleep, I always put on some interesting facts and theories and stuff like that, and I just watch it just so my brain can sync up like loads of perspectives, like whilst I'm sleeping and whilst I'm on my way to sleeping. And I came across a certain complex called like let me just call it the success complex. Whereby as a successful person, you look down on other people that aren't successful and put it down to they didn't work hard enough, when even success is based on a lot of luck. Does that make sense? And I feel like a lot of people don't see that success, let's just say success is making a lot of money. Let's just make it mad simple. Let's say success is making a lot of money or building something successful, etc. And you've been able to make it, quote unquote. It's based on a lot of luck that people put down to hard work. For example, you and I are both working on our ideas. I've created, let's just say, PayPal. I've created, in fact, I was able to get my hand on a computer before anybody else does, just because my dad was part of the company that first created computers or whatever. You get me? You and I have the same skill of intellect, but you weren't in that position to be able to afford a computer. I go on to build PayPal or whatever like that. now I'm successful, and I was lucky in that case that I was born into this family, and I've now been successful. And I look at you, who actually tried as hard as me to make it happen, but didn't have the resources, or wasn't lucky. Forget resources. You wasn't even lucky enough to have the resources. And now I can say to you, you actually didn't work hard enough. Does that make sense? So then it builds a complex where I feel like, oh yeah, like hard work does everything, but there's actually a lot of luck that comes into play with success. And I'm not saying like, you know, people say you create your own luck by being prepared. Yes, I do believe that if you're prepared for a moment that comes, but I do think that there's a complex where there's many people along the road who have tried super hard, have done everything they could and worked hard, but still didn't reach their goals or their aspirations, but they get looked down on by society as they didn't do well enough, or they made the wrong moves, or they did this, when actually there's a big factor of luck in a lot of things. So that's just kind of interesting coming off like what you're saying, because I actually believe that that's a whole other thing that I feel like we shouldn't be shaming the people that put their all into something and don't make it. I feel like that's what a lot of people like in business, that's why a lot of people are afraid to fail. Because then the people that succeed look down on the people that fail. It was like, no, but actually the people that succeed, there's a portion of them that know that you actually need to fail. You have to fail your way into success. That's what I honestly believe.
Okay.
You get me?
I definitely hear what you're saying. I would change a couple of things.
Go on.
But
change it.
I'll change it, but like, okay, so for example, when you say luck, I wouldn't say luck. I don't think luck is the right word. I don't believe in luck.
So what do you think?
It's another layer, but like for the purpose of this conversation, I don't want to go down the layer.
Let's dive
because it's like I don't want to go too down, because then I don't lose people.
Okay, cool.
But I'm gonna say luck because I don't want people to think, oh, luck, I'm not lucky. I mean, I'm lucky.
No. I wasn't.
But I get what you're saying. So I'll say circumstance for now. Yeah.
Circumstance is a better word to use, but I just use luck because that was what the video was talking about.
Dangerous to use, but I'm gonna say circumstance. Yeah.
So what word would you use? Just for the people.
Word. It's actually a level of understanding that's how I'm like I've deeped it already. I was thinking about hard when you were talking, but it doesn't.
Because the people that are following, I want to give them that layer, so maybe we can talk about later. That's what I'm trying to get out of you.
I get you.
Because we can still go back to the original.
I don't know how quickly I can get back.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how skilled I can get back to that. Cool. But for now, let's just say circumstance, yeah? So let me go back to the school environment, yeah? There's a kid right now who they've got like 3 siblings younger than them. They're in year 9, yeah? In the mornings, they're responsible for getting them kids ready for school, and they're responsible for making their breakfast, and they're responsible for getting them to school, and the night before they're responsible for helping to wash up the dishes, maybe to help them get ready for bed, help them with their homework, and they've got to do their own homework because mom's working late, dad's working late. They've got hella things on their back to do, and they've also got to manage to stay awake and do their own stuff and revise. This kid is competing with another kid who they're not an only child. They got another sibling. They both get what's it called? Help from their parents. Both their parents can be at home. One of them could, maybe parents take turns to look after them with their reading or their homework. Both parents can chip in when it comes to like dinner and stuff, put them to bed soon enough. They can watch TV, play around, blah, right? Both of those kids are going into the school environment, with different levels of capacity to focus. Different levels of energy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? One of those kids is going into this environment, I'm ready to learn. Mum's is lit at home. Just watch TV, we do this. Oh, this is where we learn, Alright, cool, let me learn. And everyone's coming in, it's like, it's time for stress relief. Alright? No one's telling me to do this and this. I just get to sit here. And I'm not just gonna sit here. Now I'm gonna chop. Like, what can I do? Like, this is my chance.
Let me have some me time and
do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now you're flinging a test in front of both of these people, and then you're giving them results, and at no point have you told them that these results are not a complete reflection of your ability as a student. Because we don't know what's going on when you leave these classrooms. We don't know what's happening when you go home. You know what I'm trying to say? Some people are going home to a war zone, bro. As soon as they hear the key, they're shaking. People, like legitimate PTSD. Mum might get a backhand slap from dad. You know what I'm trying to say? Mum might tell me to F off for no reason. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so many crazy scenarios happening, but then we're pretending that these letters on the page mean something substantial. When I feel like it's an indication of something. I'm not saying it's completely worthless, but I feel like
it's not. I get what you're saying. In terms of like, on
a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say maximum is a 2. I'm not even gonna say it's a 3, bro. I think maximum a 2. And then another thing I was gonna say is, just going back to your thing, remember how I said it's like circumstantial, So sometimes, or a lot of the time, we like to identify. Identity is a really big thing, bro. And for the last however many years, we've been focusing on the wrong side of identity, especially in the West, yeah. But like, you being a quote unquote successful person, looking down on other people, like those kind of people, for example, let me say for example, I remember my mum used to like work in a particular place with like people who like were drug users and stuff. And a lot of them would be like people from the highest levels of society, quote unquote. So like lawyers, surgeons, doctors, and they somehow end up with a drug addiction, and then you'd see them begging on the street and asking people for money and stuff, and you'd be like, how did this person get here? And you're thinking you're better than them, but if you look at their credentials, you can't chat to them in terms of success. You can't chat to them. One of the reasons why I think they can end up like that is because they identified as a successful person. So something happened and they weren't able to deal with the fact that you being successful, no. And also, when you identify as being a successful person, I think this is what I'm trying to say, you have to now identify with everything that comes with it. So if you do fail, so let's say you're a surgeon and you do fail in a case, you have to identify with that failure. And if you don't know how to deal with being a failure, you can crumble.
Damn.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So let's say you've been killing all your cases and you think all them cases I won is because of me.
Yeah.
The second your case goes down the drain, it's also because of you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any capacity to deal with that, you haven't had any experience, you haven't got no conditioning to deal with those emotions that comes with it, the psychological, like, what's it called?
Warfare you got to do with yourself.
Everyone's looking at me because I've dropped the ball, and how could you fail something so simple, and you can crumble, or you can turn to something you didn't normally think you could turn to. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
I do.
There's levels of like
understanding
thing, yeah. And then the other thing I was gonna say, I don't know if I've done this conversation justice, but I just wanted to go into something really quickly off of education. Before I forget, one of the things I learned about people when I was like working in education is that when you have a problem, and this can apply to anything in life, one of the biggest issues I had, let's say I'm teaching someone, so I started off tutoring before I even went to the school. I'm tutoring this person, they want to learn maths, cool. I'm trying to explain something to them, and they can get explanation, but I realized that there's something that happens in your mind where you have a problem and you have a choice. And this is my hypothesis right now. You have a choice. Anytime you're presented with a problem, you have a choice. You can either choose to decide, this thing looks too hard, I'm gonna be scared and think about how hard it is, or you can choose to decide, I'm gonna try and figure this out, even though it's difficult for me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And a lot of the time in a classroom or in like a tuition setting, I didn't have the communication to like get through to students, but I figured it out over time. It's like, stop wasting energy and time thinking about how hard this is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That holds you back. So, and this applies to whether you're A student or a C, whatever, because I don't even believe that exists. It's a spectrum that's constantly moving, If you're addressing a problem, and I feel like why I'm even more aware of it now, because I'm starting to realize this crosses over into adulthood, where you're faced with a challenge, and you could be talking to your boy about a problem. I'm not saying you're doing this, but let's say you're talking to me about a problem. After a while, have you ever had a conversation, someone's just talking about my life is this, life is that, they're venting, and it sounds like complaining sometimes. They can be complaining, but it's like, okay bro, I'm trying to now help you to get to a solution, but in their mind, they've not identified that they're not dealing with a problem, they're just talking about the problem. They're not actually pushing into finding a solution.
I actually deal with this bare in my life, and I've gotten to a point where I feel like sometimes, like, am I too militant for thinking, let's just find a solution for this instead of worrying, but then it comes off as, oh, you're not sensitive to my needs, I just need somebody to talk to. And this is not just like Gelden, this is, man them do this as well, you know. You've been complaining to me about this thing for 5 weeks now. When are you gonna say the complaining is enough and make a move? And that's when I start being insensitive sometimes, because I'm just like, okay bro, I really and truly I don't care, because you've been saying this, go pattern it.
But I realize, I'm not gonna blame them all the way, because I realize I don't think they know. I think in some of their minds they really feel like that's them solving the issue.
By talking about it. And
you know what I'm trying to say? Oh, another layer, let me just, since we're doing layers.
No, we're peeling back.
Another layer, some people identify with their problems. So the same way I said how success is some people's identity, some people problems is their identity.
Do you feel like that's why some people look for issues where there's no issues? Because that's what
they've become the person that whenever I go somewhere, God forbid, whenever they go somewhere, problems happen. People don't like the way they are. People just don't like, they don't gravitate towards them. People always think of this. I love everyone and no one loves me back the way I love them. That's their identity. And so how dare you try and be nice to me? How dare you try to be nice to me?
You're spitting right now.
So you know what? Because I don't think people are normally nice to me, I'm automatically assuming, because I'm the judge and I'm the executioner and everything, that you're not actually being nice to me. You're actually trying to do something mad, but I haven't clocked it yet. So you know what? I don't like you. Piss off. And they start moving mad with you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's people like that. And so like, there's so many layers to it. And some people like, they really, really, I can't stress this enough to you. Like the same way some people ride for football teams, some people ride for their problems. How dare you come and try and give me the solution to fix my issues? What the hell?
Yeah.
Who am I going to be once those are solved? Who am I going to complain to?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't got the right to say that for me. No. And
you're spitting. Oh my
God. Like, I don't know why they don't like you. And it's like, but sometimes it's because you're getting too close to solving their problems. Now who am I going to be now? And there's a large group of society.
Right.
There's even a large group of society that we've been coddling them for a long time, and they just want to stay in that space of nobody likes us and everybody hates us. Because the second actually everybody's like, okay, well, you know what, we love you regardless.
Yeah, we love you regardless. You're good.
No, I'm sure someone out there still wants to help us.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody out there still doesn't like us. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because that's part of their identity now.
So do you know what? Like coming off the back of the school thing and grades, etc. I think it's like super important to talk. I want to talk about something personal, innit? That I've seen being weaponized against people. And when I was younger, I used to see it as a flex. But as I've gotten older, I've actually realized that it creates a hostile environment. And this is for siblings. Yeah, this is for siblings, yeah. But I've always said to you that, bro, I've always been apart from like, there was a period in my life where I wasn't, but for the majority of my life, I've always been the A student, A, B student, A star, whatever. Graduated, I got like what, 5, 6 A stars and A's and whatever in GCSEs. I got really good grades at college. I got first at uni, etc. Like I'm the golden child that when it's ready to brag about, you're putting my name first. Oh yeah, my eldest son is blah, 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 blah. Do you get what I'm saying? Bro, you know I've got bare siblings, yeah? And what happens is that my I don't want to call it success after our conversation, innit? My academic success, yeah, by what the standards are, gets weaponized against my younger siblings, yeah? And especially like my sister, yeah, that comes right after me. And I've seen this, and then it creates like a resentment for me that has nothing to do with me. Because I don't come and push my grades into your face because it ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm the one that's grinding for them grades. But if she's not able to reach the heights that I've reached, my parents have weaponized that against her, which I feel is so unfair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I've always said to myself, that look, I will never weaponize one child's grades against the other, because like when I talk about like, and especially like my sister that comes right after me, which is who I'm like proper referring to now, like, bro, she excels in so many things as an adult, that I just can't touch. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things she's excels in that I can't touch, but because that wasn't the academic, she didn't excel academically, which there's loads of reasons why, innit? But my parents still weaponize them against her. And I think that happens in so many, let me just use African households, because that's what I know.
I think that's universal.
Is it universal?
School, that's universal.
Fine, that's universal. But how do we...
Can I say something?
Yeah, but just before you say something, like how do we stop this? And because it's, even without me, even let's just say I'm a parent and I don't do this, how do I stop my child from comparing herself to, or himself to, the older or younger sibling that's absolutely killing it? Because
it's communication, bro. It's communication. And it's understanding and communication. If you don't understand something, you can't communicate properly. So for example, even with our parents, when our parents do that, there's a lot of layers of things happening at the same time. Number one, they have attached their identity to that successful child academically. So you come into now and do the same thing. You're messing it up, man. You're messing it up. We're meant to be the guys. This guy's done it now. So why haven't you done it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or if the older kids were not that great academically, then the bottom one was, the last one was, they'll be on that one like, yeah, man. You see, we telling them, younger brother's doing this, younger brother's doing that. Because it's like, again, they've attached your identity to that kid's success.
It's the same like your cousin is blah blah blah. Bro, you don't know that cousin is a crackhead.
But still, they're attaching the success to that person.
Yeah.
And another layer of it is, some parents won't admit to you, but like they don't know why the successful kid's successful. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They just don't know, and they haven't got the tools. So they can't
replicate it.
They can't replicate it, because really and truly, if you've got a really successful kid and a really not successful kid, what we can definitely say is like, well, not definitely, but we can do a strong case for the fact that it's not parenting now. We can say something else is going on.
Yeah, it's not parenting.
Parents
Yes,
don't
you're
want to admit
right.
that. They want to say like, no, well, one of us, that one proves that we do not want to do it.
That's a really good
The other
point.
one isn't us.
Yeah, and the other one hasn't got anything to do with us. See if they've chosen the wrong path.
Yeah, but really and truly, if a parent was really understanding, okay, you know what, by the way, first and foremost, academics is not who you are as a person. Even if you're always getting A stars, doesn't mean anything. Right? It's not your value's not tied up on your grades.
Yeah.
So from there, they can, from when they, and also from when they can free themselves of thinking that their identity as a good parent is based in their kids' academic grades, they can now free you. But if they haven't freed themselves from that, and they have their own traumas about, oh, I was a B student, I was a C student, so now it really means a lot to them.
Oh, you're spitting.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, you're spitting. I don't let me talk about the time, yeah. No, you know, I'm gonna say something out of pocket, yeah.
Go.
I'm gonna say something out of pocket, yeah. Yeah, no, we'll run it on this one.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say something out of pocket that changed my perspective on life, yeah. And like my mum has always super been on me about academics, innit, yeah. And when it got to a certain period, there was nobody in my family that could challenge me on academics just because I was doing so well, innit, and I've always done so well. But I remember when I was younger where there was a period where I just wasn't really getting it, innit. And then there was a time that my mum was getting on to me. This is a bit personal, innit? But my mum was getting on to me, and then my stepdad, yeah, he intervened, and he said, hold on. Like, and this, he shouldn't have done this, by the way, but it actually changed my perspective on life. He was like, hold on, why are you on him so much? You get me? And I was like, wow, this guy, you never speak up for anybody. But I can understand because we're not his kids, so he keeps it. And my dad was in the picture, so he keeps it on a. And then he said, show him your A-level grades. Bro, what? Bro, he said, show him your A-level grades. At the time, it was O-level or something. He was like, show him your O-level grades that you got. Bro, my mum was shaking. Shaking warrior. No sleeping in the street. Bro, I was like, raw. I've never actually thought, what did you do? Because you put this pressure on me, which is the same pressure that she puts on my sister. You get me? But what did you get?
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
And he said what she got. And I thought, nah, what?
You couldn't have.
You couldn't have, because the way you're moving, but I get it, that it comes from a place of, yeah, I understand,
I don't know, and I don't overstep, but your mum could have gone through so many years, like thinking, like, less of herself because of whatever she got.
Yeah.
And now she don't want that for you.
Yeah.
So the parents is coming from a place of fear, not coming from a place of where she be coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? She's now fearenting, bro.
Yeah. Fearenting, yeah! Oh! Hey, that's hard. Yeah. No, that's hard. That's fearenting.
Fearenting, bro.
Yeah.
Now she's got you. Someone's like, no, fearenting was invented.
Yeah, I already read it. I read it, man. Come on, but say it in the comments, though.
Yeah, need engagement, please. So she might have been, and a lot of our parents do that. They're parenting out of fear because they don't want you to go through something that they've been quote unquote suffering with. Even if it wasn't real, maybe they made up in their mind.
Yeah.
Maybe she did actually experience people not respecting her because of her O-levels or whatever it was. So now she doesn't want that for you.
Yeah.
But again, with parenting, I feel like sometimes, or a lot of the time, transparency is there. She said to me, Nana, look, this is what my grade was. I don't want you to go through what I went through. I need you to do better.
Yeah.
Push, do better. You're doing better than me. So that could even boost your confidence.
Yeah.
I'm doing better than what my mum was doing. She said she doesn't want to go through what she went through.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hard now because you have a layer of context.
Yeah.
Context is another thing we need.
Had no context. Zero context until that day.
That help you more because even when your uncle done it, he gave you context and it kind of gave you some liberation. If she gave you the context properly, then it would have helped the whole situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And just to even wrap up on context, I feel like we're going over the place, but with context, that's another reason why identifying the success or failure is very, very misleading.
Yeah, it's misleading.
Because you might think you're smashing it, and you're comparing yourself to your friends and you're this or you're that, but you haven't got context of what they're going through. And if you were in their context, hey, we might be visiting you every week at the hospital.
Yeah, at Arkham Asylum.
Right. And then, you know what I'm saying? And if they were in your shoes, well, we might be visiting you every week in the White House because they're so successful. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So context and all these layers are reasons why, like, the way we do interact with people should be from a place of love. It shouldn't be from a place of these superficial standards, superficial like labels that don't really mean anything. Especially when we look at the system, we analyze it and it's flawed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think you're right, man. You're spitting, bro. I can't like. Yeah. Hey, bro, this is the best small talk we've ever had. I can't lie, it was the best. Let's wrap it up, Jason, man. Jason, how was that, though?